Hey y'all. Hey YouTube. I see three of y'all in. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. So let me start in a few seconds. Oh goodness. Hey, y'all coming in quick. Hey Marlene. I've never seen you in a while. You just subscribed. Let me see. Or have I seen your videos and I just don't recognize because the thumbnail is so small? So go ahead, give me the thumbs up, y'all. 4 for 4. So it's two thumbs. So let's go for 4 for 4. 100%. So anyway, I want to thank all of y'all for the congratulations on my update about my promotion as a tax expert lead with Intuit TurboTax for next tax season. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I've been going through a journey from doing these gig work to working at crazy customer service jobs with people fighting at the job physically and with pro and all these crazy places, and then working at Amazon and even doing Amazon Prime and Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, in addition to working a W 2 job for all these years. So it's been a journey. It's been what, 2016 when I really, we said middle of 2016 in the summer when I started doing the gig work like Uber Eats and Grubhub and Deliv and Pizza Hut. I mean, not Pizza Hut, Domino's. Even though I've been working at TurboTax, this is the third year, the coming tax season. That will be the third year. So I appreciate y'all and thank you for doing congratulations. I do appreciate it. So I just woke up from I just woke up. So basically, I did work Amazon for 3 days, even though I took VTO, which is voluntary time off, from 6 p.m., which is the beginning of the shift, till 2 in the morning. So I've been going to work at Amazon from 2 o'clock in the morning. And even though I got paid for 4.5 hours, it was it's not as hard for me physically, mentally, but most definitely more physically because I said, ooh, you need a break. And I have yet to take my vacation and I've been working. Now, I haven't been working a whole lot, like really hustle within the last month or so, especially since I still do survey merchandising. And I said, well, dang, I haven't done survey merchandising for a good month, even though I did have some assignments, but it would stay in my assignment or project and then it would disappear, meaning that they canceled whatever it is that you had to do. But then they keep sending me messages about special offers and call me at the last second to do a merchandising assignment. Like today, they called me to go to Alpharetta, Johns Creek, and coming to do some projects that was paying $20 per store. And they said, well, can you do it today? And I was like, I was already laying down and everything. And I was like, that's last minute. They talk about they assign it to a person and they canceled them at the last minute because their car broke down. So you're just going to call me at the last minute and do them. No, they don't. Mm-mm. You do it, Marlene. Once you hit the minimum $25 and they approve the project and it carries over, you simply hit request payment and you get that payment in 2 business days. They changed the providers. They don't pay you through PayPal anymore. So I don't know if you have recently updated your app, but they changed it. They go to a processing company and then they take a small little fee for the processing of your payment. And but then you turn around. Oh goodness! Then you turn around and you get a commission. So they've been changed that, but so they don't do that no more. But anyway, so let me do. Wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna copy a link. I'm gonna copy a link about this 2022 Mobilizer Program Progressive Turnout Project. What? Well, don't come back in my little territory. That's mine. I know people like to say I ain't done it, and then they come back, and next thing you know, I can't find no my territories that I used to drive around. I said, wait a minute. I always bump into a person that would be doing the assignment when I'm at a Kroger, and then I was like, wait a minute, how did you. And then I wonder why sometimes I don't get the same stores that I used to do on a regular basis. Yeah, I do it by my house too. What area do you live in? You live in Lawrenceville or Snellville? Oh, I don't know why I thought you lived in Lawrenceville and Snellville. I know why I used to think that because wasn't you the one going to Culver's and used to because you was the one who got me into eating Culver's when you was eating that fish sandwich and I went to Culver's, but then I stopped going to Culver's. Um, well, you know what, Marlene, if you want to do it again, because let me tell you, there's been a lot of assignments in Cobb County, a lot of assignments in Stockbridge area and stuff. That's South Part. It's been a lot of assignments in stores over there that so I guess a lot of people don't live either on that side of town or people just not really doing it in those two particular places. I know for sure, but I know those areas tend to have a lot, and also Alpharetta and all those places. Oh, okay, I go to the one in Snellville. Well, it's really Lawrenceville technically, and you saw that little small video that I was talking about. I had that found that bug in the tea when they just made the tea and put it out on the counter, and then they didn't even apologize. Then the dumb bitch didn't even take the whole tea and throw it out. She gonna just leave it there on the counter. I was like, well, you want some more tea or you want money? I was like, and ever since that day, they were so fucking rude. And then it was not even just about the tea. It was really when they made the sandwich, they overcooked the burger. And you know how it is, they say they cook their burgers fresh, everything is fresh, and they look like they just threw this particular sandwich together. I asked for no mayo, whatever, and I said this is not done right. And then I gave it to them again. Then they're gonna come back, bring it again, and I said no. This look right to you? And they were just being spiteful because first of all, there was hardly nobody in the dining room area. They were pretty efficient, but it took them 2 times to bring back the meal, and they didn't apologize and get a damn attitude. And they're gonna argue with me talking about, oh, it's extra for the free sample for the custard ice cream thing. Oh, that's just for. I said, who gonna eat this plain? I said, I came here for months every day. Y'all know y'all come here weekly, and and nobody never said the topping was extra. That little bit of custard thing. I was like, so when I take the survey, I'll give them a good survey. But I said, shoot, when I took that survey next time, I gave them a bad mark. And then I was supposed to follow up with the owner or the store manager with the video and the picture of what they made me. But I think I probably deleted it. If I deleted it, then that's fine. But I said, you know what? Mm-mm. And it wasn't because they overall bad. They was just being spiteful because I come in there, you doing your job and you go and these little so-called they managers, man, bye. Stupid asses. Anywho, I'm trying not to be negative, but I'm gonna express myself in terms of whatever I feel that's not done right. But but I will talk about something else and tell me what y'all think. Um, Certain incidents at work, not TurboTax, but the other place. I'm gonna put. Let me see. Let me see. Oops, this is my shirt. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Begins with an A and with an N. Amazon. Not the job itself, but it's just. Whew, let me tell you. So anyway, hold on. Let me put this link in about and tell y'all what it is. uh, so, but Culver's, I mean, like I said, it's overall good. Don't get me wrong, but in this time of recession and prices going up, because they're gonna go up again. All these places are gonna go up again unless the sales they're not making as much money, and then they try to do some type of promotion to bring people back in there. But I guess people figure eating fast food is probably cheaper than just going to the store and buying groceries, rather than buying groceries and buy what you need, not what you want, and cut out junk and don't buy a whole bunch of junk, but just buy groceries and occasionally go out to eat. But I'm not bringing a whole group of family members, 5 kids, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, baby daddy, baby mama, and all these people at eating at Culver's, and then you get the regular milkshake or whatever. I was like, by the time they spent all that money at Culver's, they could have went to the grocery store and bought groceries and cooked and have. But that's just me. But like I said, if it's $10 and some change just for me, and I get something, can you imagine they bring in 4 or 5 other people? That's almost $60, $70. And they're gonna get an attitude, because I tell you to fix something. Right. I've been eating at home lately because the service horrible. Exactly. Horrible. I mean, ugh, just disgusting. And I wouldn't do no Uber Eats. I never done no Uber Eats and Grubhub and order food to be delivered to me because most of the restaurants in Stone Mountain sucks. I'm not spending my money for nothing. They got an attitude problem um at these places, and what you get exactly. Ain't nobody force y'all to work there. If you didn't feel well, if I don't feel like working on a particular day or whatever, I just simply stay home or don't turn on my computer and take a mental rest day. But I wouldn't come to work and especially if you work in an industry like fast food and restaurant and people get an attitude, half the time they ain't doing nothing anyway, talking loud, even at the Culvers, you know, I'm sitting there eating, and then there's this one young black guy. He talking all loud. Well, he ain't talking about nothing. I said, "Nigga, shut up." And all those white folks, because mostly white folks work at the Culvers, like the one in Snellville or Lawrenceville, and he just yapping and talking loud. Ain't telling you nothing about nothing. But people sitting there eating and they looking back, those white folks looking back at him like, you know, kill the noise. He ain't talking about nothing. And and then but yeah, they got something going. If these people saw how someone exactly. It's about principle. See, a lot of people don't have a lot of people don't have principle. They will go to a place regardless of how they treat them, especially if it's us is involved. You know, especially if it's us is involved. But if a white person come up in that restaurant, they say, "Oh, let's go to the hood and eat some soul food," and I ain't saying necessarily be soul food. They wanna do too much. They treat people a whole lot different. Your own people will not treat you appropriately when you frequent their restaurant. But in terms of like fast food places, nope. And then it depends on the area you go to. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done a lot of travels to Johns Creek and those up in El Shalon areas lately. But I don't even eat. Um, I don't really eat fast food as much. I go to Chick-fil-A, but even then, I kind of cut back on eating a lot of these fast food restaurants. But I mean, Chick-fil-A, they still have their standards. Though that's one thing I can say for sure. I would say who's better in terms of meals. I would say Culver's was better because they made their order. Hey, Brooklyn, they made their order to go, or they make it fresh. But like I said, I just think they was just targeting me in a certain way because they was just getting a little nasty attitude because because I brought it to their damn attention about that damn tea incident, and they didn't even apologize. That's the thing that kills me. They didn't say, "Well, do you want your money back?" No, I said I was already there for 30 minutes. I said I didn't come driving all the way over there to get something just to turn around. Yeah, I said, yeah, I want my money back. I want my money back, and I want the meal to be cooked free and fresh. Give me my money back. But yes, you're gonna still make me another meal. So that's why they did that mess. Nope, sure don't. Don't say a damn thing. They don't say excuse me. They don't say nothing. They just keep walking all by like nothing. Like this person at work when I work at Amazon. This particular so-called PA or whatever. I'm stand. We had we had a downturn because they said it was too much work coming upstairs or something. I don't know. And it was only within the last hour and a half or almost 2 hours. No, hour and a half before the shift ended. So they go up and down the aisle all day long with pallets or whatever, or jack pallets or whatever. And this particular person, and I don't care if there's two people that watch my videos that works with me. I don't care if y'all come back. Teresa said, and this is what she said. You know, whatever. Because so she always do. It's not this one incident. She doesn't say excuse me or nothing. If people walking up and down the aisle, doing whatever they need to do. You just walk around with a big ass pallet that could injure somebody, and you don't even say excuse me or do the bell that's on there like a I'm not in the way. Just get the fuck over and move the hell out the way. I'm on the side, and she looking at me, punch that damn Peckerwood in her face. Shoot, sometimes feel that you have to jump on some of these people, but I say, you know what? I'm too old to be um oh, I know. I'm gonna follow you, sexyfarm.pro. Who you at? Let me see. Let me see what message she talking about. I don't know because some people haven't yet told me. The people who's on my channel, they have. I know one person. If I could recognize their name, if they work with me. There's another person they never told me what their username thing was, so I don't know if that's the same person because she says that to me even at work. Sexy girls, you know how I'm talking about, real. So you just go and they're gonna get an attitude. I'm like, whatever. And then there's another one. This how dumb they are, and you don't do what you're supposed to do at work, but then you're gonna look at me about why you ain't saying nothing. That's not my responsibility. to give you the heads up if the manager came by your station and you ain't there, you gone for 30 minutes, going doing nothing. And and then when I try to tell people something, you ain't so and so and so. I say, you know what, you right. It ain't my business. So I ain't say nothing. And they don't get mad at me because I didn't give you the heads up because a manager came by your station and you wasn't even there to work. And they don't even need to be there. They don't need to walk up and down to see if you working. They got that damn laptop and they could tell you if you off task by every second that you off task. Or it alerts them so they know. They gonna couldn't get mad at me because I didn't give you the heads up. That's not my responsibility. And then you're gonna try to twist it around about, see, now when somebody happened to you, I said, first of all, I had never been what you talking about and what you done a month ago, you still bringing it up. But you in my face. You all up in my face. You know? And then they're gonna tell me, um, see, when it happened to you ain't say nothing, and yeah. And bitch, shut up. I said, first of all, why you don't even stand at my station? Get the hell on. Because that person pissed me off last night, and I was dead serious. I was like, I said, I know what you about. That's why I told them, I said, I don't associate with coworkers outside to do anything. She wanted to do my hair. And she wanted to do my hair for like months. I could have went and do it. I said, no, I'll just go somewhere and get my hair done. Well, yeah, I hope they hurry up. Well, I said, don't worry about it. Because when I come here with my hair done down in here, which is real hair with no fake ass, no fake butt, no fake eyelashes, y'all dumb heifers going to be jealous. So y'all keep your opinions to yourself. I had to read them. I ain't afraid to get no old woman like you. So, like, she gonna say that to me. I said, you know what? I was tired of going back and forth with this bitch. Because I said, you're stupid and you're an idiot because obviously you ain't got no sense. But she wanted to be very argumentative and compact. She a Scorpio too. But she want to come back on something. I said, bitch, what you talking about? First of all, I don't give a damn about anything or what goes on at no Amazon because I do my work. If they want to macromanage about because I'm standing at my station. If I'm talking to the water spider, the people who give you the totes, don't be they gonna come over there. So and so watch, you're gonna say to the other person, so and so watch on the camera and y'all standing around she don't talk to me no third person. Just disrespectful. And all the things, what kills me is they all talk about each other. They be all up in each other's face. He, girl, and then they'll sit and they'll turn around and talk about each other when the other person goes away. And then, so this particular heifer, skinny bitch, she gonna sit up, she gonna sit up in there. Well, when it happened to you, you don't like it. So now you ain't know what you're talking about. I said, bitch, shut up. I put my two fingers up and said, fuck y'all, just like in their face. I'm like, they laugh. Hey, Riri. And I went there to talk to somebody else. I said, sometimes I can't deal with all that stupidness. I said, y'all not my age. I'm not your age. I'm not friends with y'all. I don't have friends at Amazon at coworkers, considered coworkers, because when you try to help people, you try to give them advice, you try to do something, they talk about your back. So I look at them like they stupid. They just dumb idiots. Half of them are just plain dumb idiots. You be fired. That's the thing. If you get into an encounter like that, Maureen, they're not gonna fire you. They want you to just be there, do your work, decant stove, walk up and down, put some totes or whatever. As long as you do your work, you know, I try to be cordial at work, you know, but all that, I don't get that. I don't get all that. They like, uh, I'm shoot, trust me. Half of them ain't gonna make it to do nothing in life. And then the thing about it, the girl who's sitting here talking about, Well, they don't like if someone do it to me. What were we talking about? Oh, when I said that, no, I didn't want her to do my hair because I stated certain things and I'm not going to have my hair messed up because I told her that do you roller set and then straighten the hair out because you don't just blow dry my hair wet and then you're going to blow dry it. And I asked her, my hair needs to be trimmed. I don't cut hair. So you so-called call yourself fixing hair, but you don't do certain things, which is basic hair care 101. So that's why I was prolonging that's why I was prolonging letting her do it. Because she just very argumentative about something, but yet you just want to experiment and do stuff just to be doing it. You don't have no license. I know she had no license. You ain't got no license. When I did say let's do it on a come on a certain day, you don't answer your phone. I was like, you know what? I ain't studied. I ain't got, I'm just going right on back to Dominicans. The same person did my hair when I get my hair done for the last few years, and keep it moving. So I asked her, I said, I asked her, and I hope if somebody wants to look at this video and come back to her and tell it, fine, go and tell it. Because, see, they don't want me to come up in your face because I'll read you, but I have to curse you out. And I ain't got to put my hands on you. But you talking about, I ain't care to get no old woman, no pumpy face got, ooh. It's something about this person. See, I'll be talking to people cordial, but I'm not fake. And I kind of told her, but she didn't pick up nothing. I said, you know what? I said, who other person's hair in here that you've done? She said, no, I don't do nobody. Oh yeah, I did do some people. I said, okay, that confirmed it to me. The reason why I said that was because I was coming from the restroom and these particular people was like, I don't want her to do my hair because she messed it up the last time. She messed up my hair and they had, they said they messed up her hair. I was like, and in my feeling, I said, oh, I know what they talking about. And I wasn't eavesdropping. I was just hurting because they talk so loud. And so I was like, And I looked at their hair. I was like, it couldn't have been too much to be done anyway. Either it was a wig, weave, or it wasn't a natural hair that they fit that she done. It was so I was like, and I always had this big thing about people don't, particularly in Atlanta. Now you have to probably go on. Maybe I have to go somewhere and find someone who could do natural hair and let me see them actually do it properly and do it correctly and fix natural hair. Now when I mean natural, I'm not talking about no chemicals and stuff. I'm talking about however your state of your hair is, whether you have curly hair, whether you have coarse hair, whether you have 4C, ABC, A1 hair, whatever, that you could actually, proper shampoo and style. Not, I do hair. And you buy a bag of weave and a bag of color and you slap it on their head and you saying you did someone's hair. You ain't did nobody's hair doing that. That's not doing no hair. Doing hair is you style it, whether you cut it, whether you braid it, whether you do whatever. But putting some bag hair on your head is not doing the hair. I could do that. Exactly, Marlene. End up bald headed. You know? So then I said, oh, I told her, I said, I think I heard someone mention something like that. This was months ago that they was talking about it. Well, why you gonna bring it up if you ain't gonna say who it is? It make no difference where it came from. It make no difference. All I know is you sitting here thinking, these people thinking they so cool, and they'll sit there and stab each other in the back in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. So I said no. I said no. I said I'd rather pay someone to get my hair done. I don't care. If she says $70, $60, I'll go to the person who always done my hair. She probably wonder where I'm at. because I ain't been there. And she used to joke around, all right, see you next year, because I don't come so frequent. But um, but that's why, you know, she's speaking the truth. I ain't say I come a whole year later, but you know, I may come a few months. So, and I do that because during this in the summer, I keep my hair real curly, even though it's kind of dried with all that, walking around that warehouse, it dries your hair out. And if I don't drink enough water, I could see it in my skin, and I could feel the way my hair feels when I'm dehydrated and I'm not drinking enough water as I need to. But when the winter comes, like the fall, that's when I get my hair straightened because it's not hot. I don't have to worry about my hair being frizzy unless I wet my hair and get caught in the rain. That's it. So it's gonna be done, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna watch those stupid heifers at work walk around half bald headed and throw a wig on their head or think they got dreads, thinking they know something. They think they know it all. They don't know a goddamn thing. You think you know it all, and you can't listen to younger people. I listen to young people. You got some sense, but when you ain't got no sense, I just look at you like turn my back, and I literally turn my back and be like, and walk off because I ain't got time to be arguing with these dumb people. They so stupid. Then the other person that I'm talking about, when we was talking about it was something about, I said things are too expensive. The recession. You know, this what this dumb bitch say. Yeah, I don't believe in all that. They just say that you can't believe that. No, this what they said. This what she said, dumbass. Um, whatever it was that was whatever it is that was mentioned. Well, I'm gonna have me a castle. And I'm looking at her. I said, y'all need to stop. And these young girls, this is what they said. I said, y'all need to stop relying on and being thirsty for a man to buy you a house, no, buy you a castle. I was looking at her like, bitch, are you stupid? And they keep asking me, Riri, how you gonna get a man? I said, I don't need to be putting myself out there looking stupid and being thirsty for no man. I said I could walk in the presence of a room and not say nothing, and I have people, you know, speak to me, address me, and talk to me in a way that I want to be respected, not sit up in here talking about you want some D. How you get some D? I said, girl, y'all need to close your fucking legs and close your mind and stop worrying about looking for somebody to support y'all. And they ain't even got nothing for themselves. How the hell you ain't got nothing, but you want some man? I said, these men in Atlanta, half of them are gay. They ain't running after no black women. That's why you see so many black men going with Hispanic and other people, races, because y'all keep looking for somebody to provide for y'all. What do you have to offer? Girl, how you gonna later? I said that's y'all crass. Y'all crass. Y'all say stuff that don't make no sense and make yourself look thirsty. I was like, y'all stupid. And I tell them, and they be laughing like, hee. Nothing. They ain't got nothing to bring to the table. And then they're gonna try to turn around to me. See, that's why you sing. That's why you ain't got no man. You don't know nothing about. Nobody know nothing about my life other than what I want to tell them. I don't tell all my personal life and all my things to people at work, especially at Amazon, to no bunch of dumb cackling hens. They ain't got nothing to talk about, but talking foolishness. And I know this conversation ain't going to be about what I'm saying that no, but what I'm saying now. But I just sit back there, and I'm very cordial. I talk to people, but see, because I could feel. I said, you know what, y'all people ain't about nothing. Y'all just, y'all full of shit. And whether someone who's on here listens to it, you always angry. No, I'm not always angry. I'm telling you what it is and how I feel. And if you're a person that brings off a negative energy to me, and you come off talking to me all crazy, my response is based on how I feel about looking at you. And they could care less. I could care less. I could care less. Nope. And because see, I already know. They sit back up there and be all up in each other business and be all up there, and then they be sitting there talking about, I could walk by. And I was like, I get a glimpse of, they talk so they don't even know. I could care less. I'd be trying to go home and I'd be like, That's why I don't say nothing. I look at them like they're crazy. Because half of them ain't got no fucking sense. And they worried about, um, and I know they got something to say about me. That's why I don't say nothing. So what you talking about? I said, you talk about you want to live in a castle one day. You want to live in a castle. Who the fuck says you will live in a castle? That might be figuratively speaking of, but that may not be. You not say castle or whatever. But I'm looking like we always said negative. I said first of all we in a recession, and then they talk about we ain't not no recession. I said we're going into recession or whatever. Then she talk about that's not true. People believe it. Okay, so worldwide economy collapse, worldwide economy of things going on in the world. That's not true. That's not true. And I said, okay. If we not in a recession, and then you're gonna try to don't educate me because bitch, you ain't never went to nobody's college and nobody's school. Ain't nobody went to nobody's school with nobody's college. And I could tell they not educated. And I'm not talking about you gotta be book smart, but don't sit up here and talking about, well, hey, that's fake and that's news and then ain't no Oh, I said, well, I don't care if they learn. I don't care if they learn. All I know is I don't live in some conspicuous place where I say, where you live at? And I'm supposed to come to your house to get my hair done, but yet you don't send no address. You said when you live on Memorial Drive. I was like, ain't nothing on Memorial Drive other than these raggedy hotels and whatever. I didn't remember seeing not Memorial Drive. Wherever this person said they area they lived, I know there ain't no houses and apartments and whatever else. So I don't know. And you know what's so and all I know, you ain't tell me the actual address you live. So I don't know. I don't go to any place where I have a suspicion, but it's probably right. I'm usually right about things when things come up because when I tell people what's going to happen when it comes to these hours and jobs and how what's going to happen, then when it happens, girl, you right. It did sure did happen. I told y'all in the coming holiday season or the coming months, it's not going to be a whole lot of. It's going to be a whole lot of BTO. They're going to be over not overstaffed, but the work is not going to be as much. They're going to need all these people. And I told them every year, right around October, November, Amazon will always use people to work when they have their first Black Friday peak, whatever, and then they anticipate what's going to happen in terms of shipment coming in and staffing. I said everything Amazon does is analytics. Everything they do is their algorithm. I said even seasonal wise, Brooklyn, it's not. I said yes, everything's going to be coming on that truck, but that's not. It's not going to be as many things coming off that truck. They know when people order, how people order, what's ordered, where things go. They got some chuckleheads. All they do is look at a computer screen and don't even understand. They don't even understand what the hell they're looking at or understand the whole algorithm. I said, I ain't gotta be no PA. I ain't gotta be no manager to understand algorithm. I don't. I understand how it works. I understand AWS. So I don't know why I even breathe. You know, they ain't that. And then all day this person gonna talk about a recession is when I said, girl, I didn't even start listening because I said I just me and whoever else was around, we weren't even probably even trying to listen what she's saying because all you want to do is argue with me just to argue about nothing. You know, I'm not afraid to get no old person. Man, I'm not afraid to punch a young bitch in the face too. But see, the reason why I ain't put my hands on you is because I have to learn from a few years ago of doing protecting myself. So I'm not putting myself in a situation. And besides, ain't enough men and ain't enough women, and that and ain't gonna be enough people to get my ass off of you. If I ever get to the point where I gotta jump on you physically, it's gonna be a bad situation. Trust me. So I say, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because I know me. Back in the day, when I was young, I was always bullied. People always felt they come in my face because they be afraid of light skinned pretty girl, and then they want to jump in your face. But then when you get punched in the face, or if I take your hand and twist it, I did that. Ooh, that's another story altogether. And I didn't get in trouble. Back in the day, people didn't pull out guns and start shooting and stuff. People fight for fight, toe to toe. So I'm too old to be. I'm not just because I'm older. Don't mean at 54 years old, soon to be 54 in November, that I won't jump on your ass. But see, I'm not going to nobody's county jail, and I'm not paying no fine, and I'm not going to no anger management classes or whatever because you open your dumb mouth. Because I look at you like, you know what? You don't have anything. Y'all gonna learn. They gonna learn. It ain't got nothing to do with no age. You think cause you older, they be saying stupid stuff. You know, they really got dreads. I said, that's not dreads. That's not this. This not that. What are you talking about? They say stuff. They want to discuss. They're not even discussing things. They bring up stuff. I said, what y'all talking about? That's old. Y'all act like, what you know about BBL? I know what I know about BBL is that I'm not going to sit around looking like a damn fool with my thighs don't match my waist. I know that. What you know about BBL? One, I would never do nothing crazy. I would be naturally beauty, and I ain't gotta modify my body because I want some big ass butt looking like a cow. I mean, what the hell? They act like y'all know back in the day when they said um Sir Mix-a-Lot, they had those songs about doing the butt, sex, um um and all those songs, they were always trying to glamorize about women with the big booty and the big butt. I said, they've been talking about that in the 80s. All that stuff. This cause you got BBL. What the hell is B? I know what BBL is, but what does it really stand? What's big butt lady? I don't know. Big butt. All I know is people look like a cow. They walk around here with well, they looking like a fucking cow. I said, damn, I sure want me some oxtails, y'all. Shoot, looking like a damn cow, looking foolish. I said, first of all, ain't no man, want no woman that got, um, butterfly or no, not butterfly, spider eyelashes up to here, looking like Stronopinus, and a big ass butt looking like the other, oh, that's what that is, Brazilian butt lift. I knew it was something crazy. You know, you ain't got no fucking money, it broke as hell, and then people, oh, you be a Brazilian butt lift. What is, looking dumb. What you know about Brazilian butt? What I know about it is that I'm not gonna walk around looking like a fool. That's what I know. Shoo. What I do know, what I do know is that I'm not gonna you can put makeup on and be glamour and nothing is real. You got a fake wig, you got a fake eyelashes, you got fake booty, fake butt. And then the people like, oh my God, you that pretty. And then when you take that off, you're like, you know, and it's always been like that. I ain't trying to jump on no particular group generation. People been women, we as women, even men, They've been doing that for years. People disguise themselves to make themselves look a certain way, when in fact of the matter is it's about enhancing your feature. You know, enhance your natural beauty and feature, but don't sit up in here try to talk to me and say something about, girl, what's going on with this? What's going on? Why this? Why ooh? I didn't look. Ooh, why? Mind your business and look at your own self. And why you got your head? Why your head bald headed, and you can't even. You got to put a wig on or weave. No, mostly wig to do something. Shoo. What's that? Where did that dang fly? Dang, all the windows dang closed. But anywho, that's my rant about that. Because that's my rant about that. So I ain't going on further about that. People just get on my damn nerves. And sometimes, when you try to distance yourself and just kind of sit back and laugh, I'm not laughing with you, I'm laughing at you, because half the time, you know, I just shake my head and wonder. I said, I know one thing. With the way this economy is going, the prices of food and companies they will be laying people off in the coming months, a year. And it's happening. Because let me tell you, if Amazon could have VTO all over the VTO, see, that's just a sign. That's just a sign. Have a good night, y'all. All right, I'm ignore those heifers, Marlene. But I haven't seen you do any videos lately. So if you make any videos, I'm gonna try to look and see. Cause I haven't been getting a lot of pop-ups of people videos lately. But thank you and appreciate the thumbs up as y'all go. But let me tell you real quick. So the link I put in the chat is about elections. So they are looking for progressives, but it's only in what's that? It's only in 4 states. You know those states that supposedly supposed to decide the elections and stuff: Florida, Georgia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. In that chat here, if you click on it, they're looking for people to basically put the word out to vote, meaning that you don't have to walk no streets, you ain't got to knock on no doors. You could be on social media and tell people to vote, or go on your social profile, or if you're at work, you just talk to 35 people or mention about going out there to vote. So it was like $250 a week. Now, he said that's a $250 a week, but you make your own schedule. You do it how you want to do it. But you're not knocking on doors. You ain't walking up and down the street. You're not calling no food, no call bank or whatever. So I was supposed to go there today at 9 o'clock this morning at night. I missed that. Woke up. It was 10:30. I said, "Oh hell, I missed it." But I did click on it, and they looking for people this whole entire week, and they had like 200 slots, 100 slots, and tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I will be going on just to see what it's about, and I'll come back and tell y'all about it. But it starts next week up until the very last day of election day. And it's like for 2 weeks, you can make $500. Oh, it ain't gonna be that long because I'm not gonna stay on too long. I'm gonna probably get off in the next. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video short about it. So tomorrow after 2 o'clock, when I finish seeing what they're gonna talk about, I'm gonna start doing some YouTube shorts, and I'm gonna put in that voting thing on there, and then I'm gonna post it. But it's simple. It's like in Marlene, you could do it too. Click on that link, T click on the link before you go. And when you click on it, you just fill out the form, put your name, email address, or whatever, and then turn around, submit it. Then they'll send you a link. Hey, your pleasure. And then they'll send you they'll say, oh, come on for an interview. So tomorrow I'm gonna see what this so-called interview is about. But I don't think it'll be an interview. I just think they're gonna talk about it. And then they say, if you're interested, do this. But it's an independent contractor job and it's $250 and you can get that and you could do it for they said 2 weeks because they try to get people out. That's see, these companies, not all companies, these organizations, and there's a lot of them, they have money. You know when all that PAC money and all that millions and millions and millions of dollars they raise, those that money goes to organizations where they pay people to go out in terms of voting. People are not standing at no damn corner. People are not standing at the corner with t-shirts on talking about vote for so and so and so. Um, get out and vote, blah blah blah. They get paid to do that. They get paid very good for that, you know, political activities they do. So when you see people coming to your house or passing out flyers saying, "Oh, come in and vote," they getting paid per hour, and ain't no 10, $12 an hour either. They getting paid very good. Now, depending on the county, depending on the state, or depending on which campaign you're working on, you can make some real quick cash doing a simple duties such as promoting to people to vote. Now, if you work on some people's campaigns, sometimes it's volunteer, but the bigger the person's name is, the more they need, or try to find an organization such as the link that I posted. I'm posting it again and see if your state is on there. I know Georgia is on there. So whatever those swing states were, Georgia, Florida, Wisconsin, um, I don't know if Ohio's on there. But you'll be surprised that you can make some money doing that. Matter of fact, I never got paid for the last time I did that with this Georgia elections. That's another one you could look into. Your government election board in any state hires people to sit at the table, pass out the little I voted stickers, or check people IDs on the roster to come to do voting. When voting day or election day, even now, early voting started last week in Georgia. They hire people to do that, and you get paid depending on what county you live in, Fulton County, DeKalb County, whatever. They pay very good too. They pay very good. They pay very well. And if you a person, they say ain't got no job, you could actually, as long as you have an ID, you go up there, you go apply, go on your Secretary of State website, look for the. Oh, they not on there. Yeah, progressive is basically people who mostly vote Democrat or whatever, but that's what that is. But there's other links you could check out. Your pleasure. It's not just. I'm quite sure if I was to do a Google search or go to the Secretary of State in South Carolina, you could vote. You could find voting polls positions that pays well. They look for managers, poll workers, and they need a lot of people. So, but that's just one organization. It's others out there. I just don't know where the other ones are, but there's many organizations that's out there. So, but I know the main one is if you want to be a poll worker and Some states may have a runoff, and if they have a runoff, that extends your time to work. But they pay pretty good. I did it years ago. I worked at the Georgia, DeKalb County, and I was sitting there all day. Matter of fact, I took off from work. Who was I working for? Oh, I was working at the IRS. I took off from work from the IRS because one, I got paid with my regular job anyway, and then I was working at the post, and I got $500 something for 2 days. Now you do have to start early in the morning, and then you have to work until 7 o'clock when election day, when the polls close. So you're not counting the ballots or whatever. You just sitting there, checking people ID, making check the roster, give out the little I voted stickers, and that's it. And you're not standing up all day, so you get to sit down and you just come in. Sometimes it may be slow, sometimes it may be steady, but you'd be surprised. That's how a lot of elderly people do that. They work during election time to make a little extras, few $1,000s, and they do it early voting, and then they do on election day. But that is one way to make quick money. And you're doing your civil duties. And lately, a lot of people haven't been voting. Through the years ago, people weren't voting like that. They had a low vote turnout, and it ain't about black, white, whatever. There were people not voting, high turnout voting back in the day. And the reason why I know that was because when I was in undergrad, I wrote a paper in one of my political science classes, and one of it was about not voting suppression, because it was something about voter turnout and stuff. People haven't been voting like that. All this stuff about voter suppression and people talking about, oh, they preventing black folks or people cut from voting because they ain't got no ID. I said, everyone could get an ID. Everyone has some sort of address. All this big controversy about suppression and all the voting and I don't really believe all of that, because people want to vote so they can say, oh, vote Democrat, vote Republican, vote in the middle, vote whatever. I don't think it's about people suppressing people to vote. It's just, what I think the problem is that through the last few election cycles, especially when President Obama ran and won and was president for two terms, a lot of people started voting, and it wasn't guaranteed if black people vote or it's not guaranteed if black people vote, is always going to vote Democrat. Black folks historically was always Republican. And I'm not talking about Lincoln Republican. I'm talking about when Martin Luther King, he's a Republican. People say it's not the same Republican as it is now, blah, blah, blah. To me, your political status has nothing to do with your race, because there's a lot of black folks who vote Republican. They say mostly black men vote Republican, but it's not even about automatically assume that because you're black, you're gonna vote Republican. You're gonna vote Democrat. Nope. It ain't always true that a black woman, they always gonna be voting Democrat. It may be high number, but that doesn't mean that's always so. And I remember in the paper I wrote, there's always been a low turnout rate for people to vote in general across all races. I remember I voted when I turned 18. I voted because that's just the type of person I am. We studied history, we studied political science, we studied, and I said, oh, I want to go and vote, because it was something good about getting your driver's license, getting your state ID, And then all I do is go across the street and vote. So and then at the time when I was younger, 18 or so, I think that was the time Jesse Jackson was trying to run. Run, Jesse, run. And I remember how they were bringing up about, oh, he the first. No, he wasn't the first black person to run for president on the ticket. I think it was, no, it wasn't Shirley Chisholm. I had to think about that. I had to think about the history. But it wasn't, but I fell into that. You know, I would think when I was younger, I think, oh, a black man running, let me vote, not so much what is this you going to do for the black people on the issues and address the issues, this and that. But then I remember I was 18, right around when Jesse Jackson was running for president. And then when he called those Jewish people Jaimes, ooh, that was the end of that. That was the end of that presidential run. And especially it was in New York. New York was to be a very liberal, progressive state. And you running for president and you go in New York and you say, and you call Jewish people Jaimes, ooh, I'd never forget that. You know, because especially if you lived in Brooklyn, and especially if you lived in that section in Brooklyn that had a high Jewish population growth, and you say that, and that was just one blocks of people, and your term and your run is over. That's why when President Obama ran for president and Jesse Jackson was in the background, he was looking at us all sourpuss. I was like, what the hell's wrong with him? Why he sitting down like, because he was like, I remember I'm trying to run for president and I ain't getting no support. But he was there because, one, Jesse Jackson was based in Chicago. President Obama was in Chicago. And we don't really know how people feel. But for historical aspect and for pictures, you want to be there. Well, thank you. So I remember I've always been a person who voted. I probably voted in every election, especially the presidential elections, the general elections, state level. If I never voted, I would have to say there would have been very few times that I may not have gone out to vote. But majority of the time I voted. But the majority in history of the people in the United States voting has always been a low turnout in voting, period. So when people who were not used to voting or didn't have voting rights, black people did not have voting rights. When black men had voting rights, women didn't have the right to vote. It wasn't until when women had the right to vote and all the other amendments that was passed that gave people the freedom to go out to vote. It's always been suppressed because you always had the same people who went out, who always ran, that always had that seat for 30, 40, 50, 100 years, had their own interests monetary wise. Then when this tie started changing, when there was more change in the United States culturally, and different people of different races and groups started high turnout to vote, those old heads that had office for years, that was making the money, just banking it up, collecting the cash, served the best interest groups of these organizations, companies. That's when it's all of a sudden it became a problem. That's when all of a sudden it was a problem, because it's no longer this country is changing demographically. It's no longer going to be a whole bunch of white. It's not going to be dominated by white men you know, who held most of the power, but it's going to be now going to be changed to a whole different demographics. And when if you feel threatened about losing your power or a position that people held for generations, and if they feel there's a threat, that's when all these issues come up about um, voting suppression and everything else, or you know. And I'm not. I'm gonna talk about that Kanye West and what's her name situation, Candace Owens by White Lives Matter. I'm gonna share my views about that in another video, probably tomorrow, and I'm gonna bring up why things were said the way it's said and what my viewpoints when it comes to that. I don't talk about usually a lot of main things that people talk about because they talk about it all on YouTube. They exhaust it to death, and I don't say a whole lot. But I'm gonna tell you my viewpoints because I'm not gonna do my rant about these silly coworkers of mine. I'm not gonna do no silly rant of things that I've been, you know, experiencing. So I'm not gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna purely talk about my views, and I probably do it on live stream so people could come in and join. And I'm gonna tell you my views about particularly that topic. And I'm gonna tell you, and it's not gonna be, oh my gosh, you believe that? No, I don't believe it. I'm just gonna tell you what I think about it and how it's all a bunch. It's put it this way. I've been thinking about it, but I haven't really been thinking about it. And I don't come across a lot of intelligent people to discuss things with, because half the time people, these days people they ain't worried about that. They just worry about the most dumbest, silly stuff. But when it comes to any type of discussion, you know, people don't be serious about it. But I know one thing, and that's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to get off. I know one thing with all these changes and all these BTOs and all these companies switching hours and cutting hours, it's very interesting what's going to happen in 2023. Now, like I said, some people say, well, we're in a recession. No, we're not in a recession. But to say it doesn't exist and it's plain dumb, it's plain stupid. So obviously, sometimes I have to realize 10 years ago, these dumb people were 12 years old. So they don't know. All I know is I may not experience a whole lot of recessions because the first time we was in this type of situation or recession or back in the 70s when people didn't have no gas and they had the little signs saying, oh, you're coming here to get gas. And they said it was what, 40 years since the highest of ever happening in 40 years. If it happened in the 70s, if it was in the mid 70s, 1975, 76, I was 9 years old, 10 years old. So I wouldn't know what was going on then. I was 10 years old. I didn't, I probably, me and my sisters and cousins and stuff, we probably experienced what the struggles my parents and went through during the recession and the prices, gas going up and limited gas and food and jobs. Black folks always been on a recession. We always will be, and they're never going to end. When they say, "Oh, times are great," Black folks been experiencing economic downturns for a long time. But it's how you survive, and it's what you do that's important. But to sit there and say, um, "We not in recession," and you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and and people looking for somebody to help them and pick them up, and they may say, "I don't do that," but you do. You do. I just know one thing. It's gonna be all right. Then the recession, when it happened in what was it, 80s, in I want to say the 80s, but for some reason I don't seem to really remember people mentioning about recession in the 80s. I know that the 70s with the crisis and 2007, 2008 was another one. But a lot of people made their money during the recession. But you have to have some common sense. You got to have a skill set. And I'm sorry to say, the way how some of these so-called younger people think and the things they do and to being argumentative and act like they know it all and do some stupid shit, I don't believe they're gonna even. I don't think they're gonna do. They're not gonna be so well off. And to criticize or talk about we old lady or whatever. But I got common sense to know. I know I got money in the bank. I could pay my bills. I could pay my mortgage. Even if I have to do 3, 4 jobs, I'll do it. If I have to do 3, 4 jobs, I would do it. But I'm not gonna sit up in here and be like, oh, I'm gonna, be looking for a sugar daddy. Even though they may be funny and laughing, sometimes people ain't really funny and laughing. They be really looking for people. Men too. They be really looking for people to take care of them, and they sit on their fucking ass and ain't doing shit. They be looking for people being lazy, and then talk about something. All these people I was talking about, the rudeness, you know, the way they like and the way they talking. I already know the scoop. Everybody got no place to live. They living with people. They renting rooms. And they sit up in here. Don't be worried about me. Do not be worried about me. I don't care. They said, "Damn, you took VTL. How you take it?" They be wondering. I know they do be wondering. How she take me? How she be able to take off and come in and work only for, you know, 12 hours and that's it. What's she doing? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Because when I share some things with people, I say, oh, I do this and I do this, make extra money. Some people don't even, they'll do Instacart one day. One day. And I ain't made no money. And then you give them advice. Go to such and such an area, go to this area, start at 10 on Saturday, and then, and you make some, they ain't no pay. I've been out all day. Well, what would you do? I was out, I started at noon, and I've been out, I ain't made no, I ain't complaining. And then you give up. People be giving up easily. It ain't just one person I'm talking about. There's several people. Former housemates, I let them stay over here. I give them advice how to make extra money when you do Instacart, or how you should go about um, doing this app to make some extra money for this. It don't make no sense to spend $1,000 a month just for your car note, and you bought a car that's on recall, and I said don't buy it, and you buy it. And I'm not going to invest myself no more with people. I'm gonna let them learn. I'm gonna let them learn because I don't appreciate um I don't appreciate the fact that people are just so disrespectful. Talking about I ain't afraid to beat up an old person when the fact of the matter is I could choke you with my pinky, but I'm not gonna do that because verbal threats is just as worse than physical threats. So I look at you like you're stupid and move on. But anywho, I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'm gonna do a short video about that organization once I finish the meeting at 2 o'clock and see what they talking about and get the scoop, and then go from there. And if I find some other links to make some money, especially during election time, I'll let y'all know. All right, talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Much appreciated.